Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie Vandenberg, Senior Coordinator of Fellowship at the Chef Ann Foundation. Thank you for taking some time today to learn more about the application for the 2025 cohort of the Healthy School Food Pathway Fellowship. Today, we'll discuss what the fellowship program is and who the ideal candidate is. We will demo the 2025 application, and we'll go over the timeline for the 2025 application and selection process. Finally, we'll go over some frequently asked questions we've received over the last two cohorts. As many of you probably know, the Chef Ann Foundation was founded in 2009 by Chef Ann Cooper, and we're dedicated to promoting whole ingredient scratch cooking in schools. We believe that scratch cooking enables schools to serve the healthiest, tastiest meals so that kids are well nourished and ready to learn. Our mission is to ensure that school food professionals have the resources, funding, and support they need to provide fresh, healthy, delicious scratch cooked meals that support the health of children and our planet. We work with K 12 schools in all 50 states and some US territories, and to date, we've helped more than 14,000 schools and 3.4 million kids eat healthier, fresher school meals. The Healthy School Food Pathway Fellowship is part of our larger Healthy School Food Pathway program, which was created to strengthen the school food workforce by preparing individuals for job opportunities in healthy, scratch cook school food programs. In the first decade of our work, we saw that having sufficient and sufficiently skilled labor and leadership was often a key barrier to increasing scratch cooking in schools. While the pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship, the first two stages of the pathway, were created for entry-level employees who are looking to start a career in school food, the fellowship program is designed to develop the next generation of diverse leaders who are prepared to run sustainable scratch cook school food programs and drive school food reform. The fellowship is a powerful program because cultivating strong leaders in school food will allow us to leverage our collective voice for healthy school meals, efficient scratch cooking operations, climate positive food system solutions, and an equity driven, valued school food workforce. At a high level, there are four key pillars to the fellowship. First, experience. Fellows will gain knowledge through first-hand experiences and interactive hands-on components, and they'll be able to apply key learnings to their own districts. Second, build. Fellows will expand their networks and skill sets while building on their past knowledge and expertise. Third, lead. Fellows will be ready not only to lead their own teams, but also to demonstrate strong leadership skills to district administrators, community members, and others outside their own program. Fourth and finally, inspire. Through their experiences and learnings, fellows will understand the power and importance of school food in the larger food system. And they will feel inspired and confident that not only is change possible, but they can lead that change. So the fellowship is not just about gaining skills, abilities, and knowledge, though you will certainly do that in the program. But it's also about cultivating a growth mindset about what is possible in school food and the role that you can play. These core pillars work together to make the 13-month program as impactful as possible. But you don't have to take it from us. Here's a quote from one of our inaugural fellows, Nick Dramis, who shared, "About halfway through, I realized that the experience and knowledge that I gained from this fellowship would have taken me 6 to 8 years to acquire working in school food." All right, diving a bit deeper into the program, I will walk you through each of the fellowship program components in turn. First up, one of the major parts of the program is about 30 live virtual learning sessions that take place on Tuesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you're located in the country, throughout the year, including some that take place during the summer months. These live learning sessions cover a wide range of topics. You can see the list of learning concepts on the screen. They cover everything from diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging to marketing to policy and compliance. The fellowship very intentionally starts with diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging so that all fellows have a shared understanding of this key concept and can apply that lens to the rest of their learning throughout the year together. Next up, 5 School Food Institute courses. The School Food Institute is a set of online courses developed by Chefan Foundation that provide professional development and comprehensive training on the key components of successful scratch cook school food programs. Fellows are able to choose from a variety of courses to earn their silver certificate. These courses take place asynchronously, so that means that fellows can learn at their own pace throughout the 13-month program. Next up, 2 on-site visits to districts across the US. Fellows are put into small groups, and they visit leading districts across the country in the spring and the fall. Fellows are matched with host sites based on topics that are of interest to them and areas that are strengths for the districts. 2 additional trips during the year include leadership development. This is an intensive training that takes place early in the program so that fellows have the opportunity to start building relationships with each other, as well as building their own leadership skills that will carry them throughout the program. Fellows also do a training with the Culinary Institute of Child Nutrition. In the summer, they travel to a hands-on learning site to practice their culinary skills, their recipe standardization, and learn some of those key scratch cooking skills together. In the fall, late summer, early fall, fellows are put together in small groups to conduct a group policy project. So each group selects a topic of their choosing, a policy issue that they want to research, learn more about, make some recommendations, and then share back to the larger group. Some examples of past projects include prioritizing time for school lunch, exploring the impact of the Virginia Food for Virginia Kids program, um, investigating recruitment and retention strategies for skilled school food professionals, or incorporating values-aligned local procurement into school food wellness policies. Another key component of the fellowship is the capstone project. This is the culmination of the entire year of learning. So starting in the spring, each fellow examines their district and identifies an issue that they want to work on to advance scratch cooking in their district. They develop a project proposal, and once that proposal has been approved by both the district and the Chefan Foundation, the fellow's district receives a $5,000 capstone stipend to support the fellow in implementing that project. So in the second half of the fellowship year, those live learning sessions take place somewhat less frequently so that you have more of an opportunity to really focus on your capstone project and making that district or that impact hands-on in your own district. The culmination of the program then at the January of the end of the following year is the closing celebration. So the fellows come together, each fellow has the opportunity to present their capstone project, what they did and why it matters. And then we have a graduation ceremony and celebrate all that the fellows have accomplished in their 13 months of learning. Hopefully these program components sound like an exciting learning opportunity to you. And if so, let's talk about whether the fellowship might be right for you. First up is eligibility. You must be currently working for a school food authority that operates the USDA National School Lunch Program. You should be in a mid to upper level position like an area manager, a head chef, or assistant director, and share CAF's vision for increasing scratch cooking in schools. So if you're eligible, let's briefly review what you're getting yourself into. Virtual learning. So it's important that you are able to access the online courses, communicate regularly via email, join the virtual live learning sessions that take place on Zoom, and complete your assignments using tools like word processors, spreadsheets, and slideshows. Travel is required throughout the program 5 times, and though all expenses are covered by the fellowship, you will need to be able to reach an airport and take part in those trips. Last but not least, the fellowship is time intensive. This program will ask a lot of you, but you will get a lot out of it, including a powerful learning community within your cohort and connections to resources and experts like the fellowship content leads who lead the virtual live learning sessions, the host sites that you visit, Chefan Foundation team members that you meet and work with, and many other school food professionals who share your vision for scratch cooking and will help you and your district reach your scratch cooking goals. All right, now that we've reviewed the key program components, Let's take a look at the 2025 fellowship application. This is CAF's grant portal. So the first step to starting an application, if you haven't set up an account for our portal in the past, is to just set up a username and a password. It's very simple. Log into your account. And then from there, you can navigate to this Open Applications tab and scroll to find the fellowship. There's a button here. Click that, learn more, and it will launch you to a new tab with some more information about the program. I'd encourage you to read through this. It's a lot of what we're covering today. And then when you're ready, you can click Start Application in the upper right. And this first page you'll only see once. So this is a page that lays out the key program components and some more information about the program, and asks you to indicate that you've read and understood and to the best of your knowledge could commit to this, to the key program components. And then next is a list of checkbox with the program eligibility requirements. So read through these, and assuming you meet all of these eligibility requirements, check these boxes, read through some additional requirements, and then when you're all ready, you can click Next, and that will launch you into the application. So from here, you can see where you'll enter all of your application information. This first tab is general information. All of these questions that are marked with a red asterisk are required. And then you can navigate to the different sections of the application using these arrows at the bottom or using these tabs at the top. So there's the general information tab. There's a tab with information about your district. You'll also fill in some information about your role in the district, scratch cooking at your district. Then this is the short answer questions tab here, marked questions. And this asks you to fill in a variety of responses to things like, why do you think scratch cooking in schools is important? And we give a suggestion on how long to make your response. And as you begin typing, you'll get a character counter here to let you know how much space you have left. Something that can be helpful is typing up your responses in a word processor, if that's an easier way for you to see them. You can also use these this little lines in the corner here to drag the text box to make it longer, so it's just easier to see what you're typing as you go along. Then this next tab asks some additional questions about you and your background. And then video or personal statement. This is an opportunity for you to share more about yourself, your personal mission and your approach to school food. And you can either do that via a video or via a written personal statement, depending on what feels more comfortable and natural to you, but just a chance for us to get to know you better. This is a file upload here, so it lists the accepted file formats here in the application. And then finally, there's another file upload for your up-to-date resume. So as you're going through this application and start making changes, use the save button frequently to make sure you don't lose your work. Once you've clicked save, it will then pop up this button that says save and proceed to submission. If you click this button before you've completed all of the required questions, it will not let you submit. So if you do that and it says you can't submit, then go back through and make sure you filled in all of those required questions. If any technical issues or other questions come up as you are filling out the application, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. There's an email address listed here at the top. All right, let's go back in to our presentation. All right, a quick review of the timeline. So the application is launching August 14th at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And then on August 21st at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, we will have a live webinar featuring current and previous fellows and their district leadership. So that will be a great opportunity to hear more about the program, and we'll share the recording of that as well after it takes place. The application will close on September 12th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. We will then review applications and let folks know if they've been selected for an interview. Interviews will take place in October. And then in late November, we will let all applicants know about their selection status, if they've been selected to proceed with the program or not. Then in first week of January 2025, we will kick off those 13 months of learning, culminating in January of 2026 with the final capstone presentation and closing celebration. We will go over a few frequently asked questions, and you can find answers to more FAQs on CAF's website. First, what is the weekly time commitment? Each week, there will be approximately 2 to 3 hours spent in a virtual live learning session. You can expect about 2 hours of pre-work and homework related to that session. And then on average, about 2 to 3 hours of work spent on School Food Institute courses or project-based work for your small group project or your capstone project, which comes out to about 8 hours per week. However, it's worth noting that weeks with travel will exceed that 8 hours per week because you'll be traveling for about 3 to 4 days at a time typically. And then there will also be some weeks throughout the year where the fellowship is fully on a break and you won't have any work that week. But it comes out to about 8 hours per week as an estimate. Next, is there a cost involved? And if so, what is the cost? The answer is no. There is no cost to fellows or their districts to participate in the fellowship. All expenses for the program, the biggest one is travel, but there's also some smaller materials that are involved in the program are covered by the program. So when you travel, all flights, rental cars, lodging, meals, all of your sort of expected expenses related to travel are covered by the program. Would the fellowship be appropriate for a school food service director who wants to convert their program to scratch cooking, someone new to school food, maybe from the culinary world, who wants to push scratch cooking forward in their district, or a manager or someone in a similar position in a district that's already doing a lot of scratch cooking and wants to really contribute and push that forward? The answer is yes to all of these. We would love to have you apply and be considered for the program. If you have any more questions, I would encourage you to email me. The email address is right here on the screen, and I would be happy to help answer any questions that you have. So if the fellowship sounds like a good fit for you, I hope you'll head to our grants portal, create an account, and submit your application to be considered for the 2025 cohort of the Healthy School Food Pathway Fellowship by the deadline of September 12th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. Thank you for your time today, and good luck.